What if I told you that the difference between being forgettable and being unforgettable comes down to just a few simple words? The kind of words that make time slow down, that make someone lean in closer, that create an immediate connection most people spend all night searching for. You've been there before, haven't you? Standing at a party, drink in hand, conversation running dry, looking around at people who seem to effortlessly command attention while you're just there. But what if that could change tonight? Here's the truth. Most experts won't tell you. Charisma isn't born. Connection isn't luck. And the ability to captivate someone's interest isn't some genetic lottery you either win or lose. It's a skill, a science, a strategy that works even if you're normally the quietest person in the room. Today, I'm giving you 5 conversation starters that psychologically trigger interest, create genuine connection, and make you the most intriguing person at any party. Not through manipulation, but through authentic human connection that cuts through the noise. But first, let me ask you something important. What's your goal when you talk to someone new? Most people never actually think about this. They just talk. And that's exactly why they're forgotten 5 minutes later. Your goal isn't to fill silence. It's to create a moment that lingers in someone's mind long after you've walked away. Let's break down exactly how to do that. Conversation. Starter number 1. The origin story. Question. What's the story behind your name? Simple, right? Almost too simple. But here's why it works on a level most people miss. When you ask about someone's name, you're not just making small talk. You're inviting them to share something personal without being invasive. You're showing interest in their identity, something they've carried their entire life. But the real power is in the phrasing. What's the story behind? Those words transform a basic question into an invitation to tell a story. And stories are how humans have connected since we gathered around fires in caves. When they tell you about how they were named after their grandfather who crossed an ocean with nothing but $20 and a dream, or how their parents argued for months before settling on their name, you've just created something most party conversations never achieve. Depth. Notice I didn't say, what does your name mean? That's Googleable, forgettable. The story behind it, that's personal, that's connection. But here's where most people mess up. They don't listen to actually understand. They listen to respond. Don't be that person. When they share their story, be fully present. Ask follow-up questions. Show genuine curiosity. The difference is unmistakable and rare. Conversation. Starter number 2. The alternate timeline. If you weren't doing what you do now, what completely different path would you have taken? This question works like psychological dynamite because it bypasses the boring "what do you do?" that everyone asks. Instead, it invites someone to share their dreams, their might-have-beens, their parallel universe self. When someone tells you they're an accountant, but they would have been a travel photographer, or that they're a lawyer who secretly wishes they'd opened a bakery, you've just discovered something precious, who they are beneath their everyday identity. You've given them permission to be more than their job title. In a world where we're constantly reduced to what we do for money, that's rare, that's refreshing, that's memorable. The power here is that you're signaling something crucial. I want to know you, not just your resume. I'm interested in your imagination, not just your reality. And when you give someone the space to share that part of themselves, especially in a setting where most conversations stay surface level, you create an island of authenticity in an ocean of small talk. There's something else happening beneath the surface with this question. You're indirectly showing that you see potential and possibility in. That's incredibly affirming. In a single moment, you've separated yourself from everyone else they've talked to that night. Conversation starter number 3, the courage question. What's something you're scared to try, but secretly want to? This one requires perfect timing. Don't lead with it. Use it when you've established some rapport and the conversation has started to flow naturally. This question works because it balances vulnerability with aspiration. It invites honesty without demanding confession. It creates instant intimacy because you're essentially saying, I'm a safe person to share your fears with. The psychology here is fascinating. When someone shares a fear with you, even a small one, a biological response is triggered. Trust hormones are released, connection deepens. But more importantly, you've just opened a door that most people keep firmly shut at party. Authentic emotion. Here's what happens next. They might hesitate. They might laugh nervously. They might even deflect with humor. That's normal. But if you hold the space, if you show genuine interest without judgment, they'll often share something surprisingly real. And when they do, that's when something shifts between you. That's when you stop being strangers making small talk and become two humans sharing a genuine moment. But remember, this isn't about extracting vulnerability for its own sake. It's about creating space for authenticity. When they share, acknowledge their courage. Maybe even offer something you're scared to try, but want to as well. Equality in vulnerability creates the strongest connection. Conversation. Starter number 4. the unexpected passion. What do you get unreasonably excited about that most people don't understand? Everyone has something, some hidden enthusiasm that lights them up from within, something they could talk about for hours but rarely get asked about. Maybe it's vintage typewriters. Maybe it's cultivation theory in media study. Maybe it's the perfect technique for making ramen. Whatever it is, when someone shares their unexpected passion, you witness something magical, their most authentic self. There's nothing more attractive than someone talking about something they love. Their eyes light up, their energy shifts, their whole being becomes more alive. And when you're the one who invited that aliveness, you become associated with how good they feel in that moment. But here's the real secret. This question isn't just about them. It's about finding unexpected connection points. When they tell you about their passion for obscure 80s movie soundtracks or urban foraging or the history of fountain pen, you might discover shared interests you never would have uncovered through conventional small talk. And even if you don't share their passion, showing genuine curiosity creates more connection than finding surface-level similarities ever could. Most people at parties are waiting for their turn to talk. Be the rare person who creates space for others to come alive. The difference is palpable and unforgettable. Conversation. Starter number 5. The perspective shift. What's something you've completely changed your mind about in the last few years? This question does something powerful. It acknowledges growth. It honors the reality that interesting people evolve. It invites reflection in a setting that rarely goes deeper than, what do you think of the music? When someone shares how they used to hate jazz until a random night in New Orleans changed everything. Or how they were convinced they'd never leave their hometown until they took that solo trip abroad. Or how they've shifted their entire perspective on what success means to them. You're witnessing their journey. And there's something profoundly connecting about being trusted with someone's evolution. This question also does something subtle but significant. It signals that you won't judge them for who they used to be. In a world where people are increasingly defined by their past statements and frozen opinions, offering space for someone to share how they've grown feels like freedom. That's rare. That's refreshing. That's the kind of conversation people remember. But there's something even more powerful happening when you ask this question. You're demonstrating that you see people as dynamic, not static, that you're interested in their journey, not just their current position. In a culture obsessed with placing people in neat categories, this is revolutionary. The hidden pattern. Have you noticed the pattern in these 5 conversation starters? None of them are about impressing. All of them are about connect. None of them center you. All of them create space for authentic sharing. None of them require you to be the most charismatic person in the room. All of them require genuine curiosity about the person standing in front of you. Here's what most how to be interesting advice gets wrong. Being memorable at a party isn't about having the most impressive stories or the cleverest jokes or the most exotic job. It's about making the other person feel seen, making them feel interesting, creating a moment of genuine human connection in a setting that's usually defined by surface-level interaction. Think about it. When was the last time you left a conversation feeling truly seen, truly heard, truly understood? That feeling is rare. And when you're the one who creates it for someone else, you become unforgettable. Not because of what you said about yourself, but because of how they felt with you. These 5 conversation starters are your tool, but your genuine interest is the craft. Your ability to listen, really listen, is what transforms these questions from techniques into genuine connection. The challenge. Next time you're at a party, or a networking event, or even just meeting someone new, I want you to try just one of these conversation starters. Don't overthink it. Don't rehearse it. Just be genuinely curious about the person in front of you. And then watch what happened. Watch how the conversation shifts from transactional to meaningful. Watch how their body language changes as they feel truly seen. Watch how a simple question can create a moment neither of you will forget. Because here's the truth. In a world where most interactions stay on the surface, depth is not just refreshing. It's revolutionary. You don't need to be the loudest in the room to be the most memorable. You just need to be the one who created a moment of genuine human connection. And sometimes that starts with just a few simple words.